foster care program is made up of people who volunteer to be foster guardians for companion animals. These foster parents provide temporary housing for critters who the shelter just doesn't have the capacity to handle.
I'm retired. I was a teacher and I've always been an animal lover. I have 4 dogs of my own, and I started at first walking dogs here at the shelter and then got interested in the foster program and decided that I would enjoy having puppies. And I've really enjoyed having the puppies visit. They make me laugh. They are my entertainment. There's not a day that goes by that I don't just laugh out loud at their antics and carrying on, and I think they do more for me than I'll ever do for them. It's really hard to give them up, but I know they're going to good homes. I have a very soft spot, and I've always been for the underdog. I was a kindergarten teacher, so I love the little children, and I've kind of moved that over to the puppies and the special needs dogs. I like to find the ones that are looking pitiful and I don't feel like would be adopted in their current situation. Probably one that really sticks in my mind was late last fall. Lori called and had a little dog that had been starved, and they found it and a litter mate by the road, and the litter mate didn't make it. And she called and said, would you like to do a foster? And it was right before Christmas, and I said, oh, I don't know if I want to do one now. And she said, I think you need to come see this puppy. And the minute I took one look at her, they were calling her Cookie, and I called her my little Cookie Crumb because she was just skin stretched over bones. And I would sit and hold her, and at first she hurt because she just didn't have much muscle or anything, and she would moan. And by the time I was finished with her, she looked like a little Buddha because of the fat tummy, and she got a really good home. But I'll always remember the transformation that took place.
Well, he decided to become a foster parent because I made him. So
that's largely her decision in the beginning.
I became a foster parent because I had a kitten of my own, and she needed a buddy, so I thought it'd be a good way to find a playmate for her. And we did our first litter, and then we just kind of kept going with that.
We try to go for kittens just because they're more independent animals than dogs. They're a lot easier to take care of, and just a lot easier for us, you know, just being students and having to work as well.
We have done puppies in the past. We've done adult dogs. We've done a few adult cats, but yeah, mainly kittens. They're pretty cute and fuzzy. The rewards are well worth it. We've had quite a few successful foster experiences. I guess to me, really, any successful one is where they end up getting adopted afterwards.
We fostered a little hound puppy named Devin, and you know, he grew up with us, stayed with us for about 3 months, I think, and he eventually got adopted out to a great family, and we actually see them going out on runs together with his family all the time when we're driving to work, to school, wherever. They're very active with their dog, and you can tell he's happy, so it's definitely rewarding for us to be able to see him enjoying his new family. Both of us have always loved animals just since we were little. It's nice to have them around, and it helps us sleep better at night, I guess, feeling that we can do some part to save an animal that would be euthanized otherwise.
I think just working at the shelter and seeing that it really does. I mean, really, if we don't have foster parents, these animals don't live. We just don't have the space to keep all of them, and it really does, like he said, make us sleep better at night knowing that at least these guys are going to have a shot.
We saw a little dog named Elwood who was a lab, and he was really depressed, and so we brought him home and started fostering him. We had a few people interested in him. And then a plea went out on email to all the people who were signed up to foster to please help save Cuddles. And Cuddles was a pit bull, is a pit bull, who they thought might have been involved in dog fighting as a bait dog, which is, you know, dogs who are thrown into the ring to be fought over because they're submissive. He was really torn up. He has scars all over his body, and he had a big gash in his forehead that was still bleeding, and we were really touched by his story. And so we saw him there, and he was a sad boy, and he took one look at my husband and he said, "We have to take that dog home." And we just fell in love with him. And the more time we spent with him, the more we realized that we wanted to keep that dog, and that we were amazed by how sweet he was. And here's this dog who's a pit bull, you know, who's been involved in dog fighting, but as a victim of that horrible sport. And so we fell in love with the breed, and we kept Cuddles. But from then on, getting to know Cuddles has made us want to foster pit bulls, because they're terribly misunderstood dogs, and they're very loving. Even the dogs who have been mistreated often are great dogs. So anyhow, Cuddles is why we're foster parents. Even though Elwood was the first one, and our original reason was, you know, because we wanted to help dogs, we got a special sort of calling to help pit bulls. What I like about it is the opportunity to be an advocate for a breed that I feel is misunderstood. Also, the relationship that I form with the dogs is really special. It's really hard. It's a very emotional thing to finally give that dog up, but the satisfaction of finding a great home for them. And feeling like, you know, when you go to the shelter, I'm also an adoption counselor at the shelter, so I'm there every week, and being able to foster somebody really makes you feel like you're empowered to make more of a difference.